just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
We welcome you live to Heritage Christian High School opening night of the City Alliance Tournament here in IndianaSRN, as Heritage Christian welcomes in Herron here on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Before we get started, Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Let's thank some of our great game day sponsors, including the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric provides quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374. We're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves businesses forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And the HCAC Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where we always have a front row seat. Follow us at HCACD3 on X. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. The opening round of the City Alliance Tournament. We're going to talk about the bracket as well coming up. But put your coaching cap back on for me, if you will, Craig. Talk about just the importance of having this in-season tournament. You're going to play some of your rivals, but it's a good test to get you ready for what you're going to see come late February, early March when the actual IHSAA tournament starts.
No, there's no question. I mean, anytime that you can get this, within your season, kind of get you a feel what the postseason will look like. And interesting enough, not only being the city championship, but these are two programs that are in the same sectional, 27, and so it's certainly a very competitive one. And it's one look at that, but it also just kind of gets you ready, and it has the kids playing for something. Both programs have established kind of who their identities are. They understand who they can rely on in given moments. But it gives them a nice competitive feel for the postseason.
Heritage Christian tonight comes into this contest 8-3 on the season. And I think as we sit here and also pay attention to the Purdue-IU game, a lot of different players have stepped up. Miles Colvin playing minutes for Purdue. Obviously was on this team last year for Heritage Christian. Cole Loudon, a point guard who stepped up. Luke Peters as well. What have you liked so far from this Eagles bunch?
Well, I think it's one that you have in first-year coach with Trey Granger. I mean, the first thing that jumps off the page to me is experience. I mean, you got 9 seniors, which is a great thing, but it's also can be a double-edged sword because it's something, turnover. You still got half the season to go in a postseason as well, but when you know that you're losing that much as well, you got to be able to rely a bit on your younger players as well, but there's not a lot of them for Heritage. They're ones that, it's not a lot of stat lines that really jump off the page and do the wow factor, and they try to get it done with a little bit of balance and try to spread it out with what they're doing.
These two teams played on the 11th of the month, just a few days ago, at the same gym, Heritage Christian, with a 73-18 win. Let's talk about Herron. 1-14 on the season. Again, as you mentioned, part of sectional 27. Some blowouts on their schedule, but facing a team twice in 3 nights, there's a lot you can learn.
Well, there's no question. And the other thing is, what you get with Heritage in so much experience, you don't really have so much with Herron. And so they're an extremely young group, 1 or 2 seniors on the entire roster. So there's a lot of freshmen, there's a lot of sophomores and a few juniors. And so there's a lot of, inexperience. But the first half of the season has certainly gained a lot for this young group that Coach Adams, will take not only this game but the second half of the season and into postseason play as well.
A name we'll call a lot tonight is Israel Kozar, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Miles Officer as well. Anytime you've got a junior scoring 12 and 8 a night, you'll take that.
No, I think that that's great things to be able to have, and with a guy that you have for another year as well is great. That the big thing's going to be is how well, there's hasn't been a whole lot statistically after those two. So it's really how some of these younger guys that have now gained some experience can come along their side. And it doesn't have to be in loads of points, but it has to be something where you get maybe 2, if not 3 guys scoring 6 to 8 each, certainly help boost things as they progress in the season.
And Jaden Parker, 6'2" and 2. He's listed here as 4'1". I see him.
Has to be a typo.
He is very short. I don't think he's 4'1" short, but good vision there. And there's a lot that you can learn when you're this team. Look, you're not going to make much noise this season, but there is a lot of learning you can do and that valuable experience you'll have for next year.
It is. And, Coach Adams has been doing this now for about 10 years. He's had previous stops at international school where he won a sectional title in 2020 and had a year at Eminence, and then he's been here, I believe, for about 5 years. And so this isn't a first, second-year coach, which would probably be a little bit more of a struggle with a younger team. He's one that has coached for a bit and has seen these things. And I'm sure in time, you can't substitute court time and floor time, especially for a younger team. So that'll bode well later in the season and then how they progress into even next year as well.
The City Alliance tournament tips off tonight. The number 1 and number 2 seeds, Cathedral and Attucks, have the first round bye. Your other games, Crystal House, the 8 seed, welcoming in Covenant Christian, the 9 seed. We have the 4-13 game here for you with Heritage Christian and Herron. The 12-5 games, Cecina and Chittard on our sister station here on IndianaSRN. Providence Crystal Ray is the 14th seed. They'll take on number 3 Tech. Number 11 Washington will travel over to 9-1 Purdue Polytech. They are the 6th seed. Ritter and Tinley will battle tonight as well. Ritter at 3-9, the 10 seed Tinley at 11-3. They are the 7th seed. We will take a break, get you ready for this one. We'll get starting lineups coming up and more. You're watching the City Alliance Tournament right here on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you here on IndianaSRN as we get ready. Opening night of the City Alliance Tournament will have action throughout the week and the championship game coming up from Tech a little bit later on next week. But tonight, opening round games across the city of Indianapolis in this City Alliance Tournament. You've coached in this. Talk about what it's like being fully engulfed in this and trying to survive in advance.
Well, anytime that you're, again, you got to come out and you got to compete, but you feel like you're playing for something a little bit different. I mean, whether it's postseason play in a sectional in the IHSAA tournament and this being the city championship, it's certainly a lot of, bragging rights for one, but it makes you feel like you're certainly playing for something a little bit more in terms of tournament play.
Again, these two teams just played on the 11th. Which was not too long ago in a blowout win for Heritage. Obviously, you look on the schedule and you see Herron, but you don't want to overlook them, right? You still want to stay in your fundamentals. You still want to stay for Heritage in your offense because turnovers, those could bleed over into a game against a higher quality opponent later on in the tournament.
No, that's a great point, Tony. I think what you have to do. I mean, you're very familiar with it. It's so recent when you played them. You know what you did to them. What you can't do is get complacent and kind of get out of character and get sloppy or not value each possession because it means so much more, not only in this tournament, but also as they continue. I mean, the Heritage has an unbelievable schedule over the last 8 to 10 games, really the beef of their schedule, if you will, before heading into sectional play.
This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the expressed written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. We will take a break for the anthem, come back with the starting lineups, get you ready for tip from Heritage Christian High School. The City Alliance Tournament tips off right after this.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
The City Alliance Tournament about to tip off here on IndianaSRN with Heritage Christian playing host to Herron. Let's go down to the PA for tonight's starting lineups.
Number 1, Jaden Parker. Number 2, Gavin Yarborough. Number 24, Wellington Draper. Number 33, Israel Kozar. And number 34, Ashu Price. And coach here at the end, Scott Adams. And now, your Heritage Christian Eagle. Number 2, Cole Loudon. Number 5, Josh McGee. Number 13, DJ Green. Number 24, Luke Peters. And number 30, Landon Schnippel. Head coach for Eagle Varsity, Trey Ranger. Let's play basketball.
So Herron will be in their all-black uniforms with the white numbers. Just 6 players dressing tonight. So we'll see a lot of their starters, obviously with the bulk of the miniature usual starters here for Heritage Christian. They're led by Luke Peters, averaging 11 points per contest. Cole Loudon averaging 9. DJ Green with 8. Taug with 7. Schnippel with 5.5 points per contest. This is 2 teams that just played each other a little bit over 48 hours ago. On Saturday night, the 11th, Heritage Christian comes out in their home white uniforms with matching white shorts. Again, game number 1 tonight of the City Alliance Tournament. Ball in the air, Heritage Christian controls it. The winner will get the Cecina Chittard winner that just tipped off as well. We'll keep you updated here throughout this contest on that score. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you here on IndianaSRN. Heritage Christian with the basketball, steps into a jump shot. No good. And the first nice job there by Herron, going 1 and out, not allowing second chance opportunities by Heritage.
Well, I love that they came out right away. I love the ball screen action. I'm always a big proponent of that. Came off that and looking ready to shoot. Couldn't get it, to drop.
So Jaden Parker, the starting point guard for Herron. Ball on the sideline. Yarborough will throw it in. Deflected out of bounds by Cole Loudon. It'll stay here with Herron.
Probably gives you a little bit of more like a playoff feel in terms of like you got a best-of-3 game series only playing each other a few days ago. A little home and home.
Heritage Christian team 8-3 on the season. Again, as mentioned, we're going to have a little cleanup here on the left side of the court down by the bench. A team that, this time last year it was all the talk was about Colvin. Obviously a player that could get you 25 points almost every night, playing right now at Assembly Hall down in Bloomington as Purdue leads IU 25-16. What do you think this team learned last year having a D1 player on the court with them? When you have a player that type, it usually elevates everybody else's game.
Well, again, I think it goes both ways. I mean, one, it can get you kind of stale in some ways when you got a guy that's so electrifying and athletic as he is, and it can have you stand around just, watching and waiting for him to do what he does with the ball. But I think that's good growing moments for them as well, because they've found out true identities without that type of player and how others can do as we actually get the 3 ball by Loudon here in the corner.
Yeah, McGee had the steal and some couple good passes there by Heritage Christian, leads to the Loudon corner 3. They take an early 3-0 advantage. Herron sets up on their second possession offensively here in the first quarter. Ball deflected. On the ground goes McGee, And it's stolen right away by Loudon. Loudon's going to take it, shimmy shake, and he turns it over. And now Herron back on the run. Nice pass down low, up and blocked, swatted away by Luke Peters.
Yeah, what a great find. But, that's the thing that Luke Peters brings is not only the height, but he's got great length in terms of the wingspan as well.
Yeah, we call his name on the football field. We'll call his name on the basketball court. And Ashu Price puts it in from downtown. We're tied at 3. Both teams trading 3 balls here in the first minute and a half. McGee has it. Left side. 3 ball. Loudon again. This one spins out. No good. Cozart with the rebound. He's their leading scorer. Gets it out to Parker. Parker over the timeline. Swings it left side. 2 minutes gone by. First quarter.
I am going to put Parker on my all-hair team, though. I'm loving that.
Little fadeaway jumper here. No good. Offensive rebound. Leads to a kick out. Parker steps into a 3. Banks it in. He banks it in, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout. Heritage, and a quick 6-3 run here by Herron. They've knocked down back-to-back trays. This is a team, Craig, the other night only scored 18 points, so they're a third away of what they had in the entire game. We're only 2:13 in.
Yeah, no, that's something. Certainly Coach Granger didn't like the rotation, didn't like the short on the closeout and not having hand-ups, kind of hand-high, hips low type thing. But yeah, they're trying to set the precedent early on to saying that this is a different team, and they've came out with certainly that.
Yeah, and a great coaching moment here. I love the timeout as far as, look, yeah, I know that we blew them out by 65 the other night, but when we do things like allow offensive rebounds and turn over the basketball in transition like we have, that's going to allow any team in the state of Indiana to stay with us. A good coaching moment here to say, look, throw their record out, throw how badly we beat them out the other day. We've got to play basketball.
It is, and I think that this is kind of some things that you'll see in high school teams as knowing what you just did to them a few days ago, and it comes out, and you don't kind of have that chip feeling like you're having to play for something. And Herron, they're kind of playing with house money, if you will, and so it's a situation in where Coach Granger in the timeout. Here we get a out-of-bounds play and getting a score. Couldn't quite catch who it was.
Yeah, Snipple there on the back door cut off the inbound after the foul. Puts it in off the glass, and it's 6-5. Herron with the lead and the basketball, and we're going to have a reaching foul here. It's going to be on 30. That is Snipple. So after the bucket off the glass, commits the foul on the other end. So 5:22 to play here, first quarter. Herron with a 6-5 advantage. Inbound pass comes. They get it up top. Draper has it. Thought about a 3. Dribble drive. Picks up the dribble, tries to throw something up, and Peters is there for the swat, and here comes Heritage Christian. Good penetration up under, off the rim, and the friendly roll for DJ Green, and he's on the board with his first 2 of the night.
Well, and that's what a lot of it is, just attacking the basket. The percentage points are certainly going to be there for the Eagles in their taking. It's a matter of how well that they can look to attack their guys offensively.
So Parker with the penetration gets past the defense, gets tripped up from behind, no call. Ball on the ground. We'll have a tie-up here, possession arrow belonging to Herron. Heritage back on top, 7-6, 4:49 to play first quarter. We want to thank Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and courts. Thanks to our officials. Without them, we do not play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Inbound pass comes in. Up top, Draper. Draper guarded by Loudon. Gets it up top. Yarborough with the basketball. He's going to go one-on-one. Shimmy shake, step back, jumper in the air. Splash! It's a long 2. And back on top goes Herron. 8-7, a team that only scored 18 points in the entire game 3 nights ago. They're coming out with some fire here early.
They hadn't been 3 for 5 from the field as well. They only shoot 31% from the field, but they've came out tonight, hit 2 3 balls and a long 2 at that.
Peters gets double teamed, kicks it back out, up under drive, good, and 1. Put him on the line. McGee with the bucket. And the free throw line goes McGee.
Yeah, great job of attack. Again, we talked about it on last possession. Kind of catch, rip to hip, and then read your guy and look to get downhill. Play the percentage shots. make the next line of defense or the help side guard you.
Unleash the power of passion. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@indianasrn.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand exposure. Central Indiana's sports leader. McGee finishes off the and one. Back on top goes Heritage, 10-8 here halfway through the first quarter. Dribble drive by Parker. Misses on the layup. Quickly down court. Blocked away, but here comes Luke Peters. Skying through, averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds there. Puts it back in, and Heritage goes up by 4, 12-8.
Well, and they've certainly have kind of inserted their will in terms of the tempo. This is the 4th time that they've actually came up with transition points, or I should say 3 of those 4 possessions. So it's one that they'll be able to get out and run on Herron. They should be able to have their way offensively. The bigger thing is going to be is how they dig in from a discipline standpoint defensively and not get sloppy. It's one of those things where you can probably look to create a lot of turnovers based on just your presence, but not trying to bail them out by reaching.
Yeah, and it seems like with Herron here, the shots that they've made have been after the extra pass, getting good looks. When they force some shots, that's when guys like Luke Peters have been able to swat it away or came up with bad luck. So it seems like if you're Herron, you just want to find yourself in a good shot.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, you're also in a position where to break down any defense, to what you're talking about, Tony, is by moving the ball and then moving your body when you don't have the ball.
So Herron with it. Under 4 to play, first quarter. Yarborough going one-on-one. Kicks it out. Thought about a 3. Penetration. Pulls it back out. Stolen away. McGee with the steal. Pump fake. Gets it out.
Really missed an opportunity there where they had a 3-on-1 and they had to take it back out. Ended up getting basket out of it, but when you get those transition opportunities, especially when they're 3-on-1, you want to be able to convert them.
Yeah, so McGee misses in transition on the 3, rebounded by Cole Loudon with the power dribble off the glass. It's 14-8. Parker spins towards the lane. He's taken to the ground. No foul call. Up for a layup, missed, and a dunk from behind. Luke Peters, yet another follow-through. I believe he's got 4, and both of those coming off second-chance opportunities. It's now 16-8, a part of a 10-0 Heritage run.
Well, and they're spreading it out, too. All 5 guys on the floor have scored. Haven't had any subs yet by the Eagles, but everyone that started this game here that's currently still in has themselves in the scoring column.
Kozart dishes it down low, a little bit too low for the intended target of Draper. Ball loose on the ground and out of bounds. Heritage Christian, so it'll stay with Herron. Let's take a look at that quick transition bucket that led to the Peters dunk.
Yeah, and great job there. I love whenever any player gets a possess the ball, whether it's a half court or full court set, is always getting basket vision, get you into your set that much quicker and certainly into transition.
Yarborough steps into a mid-range jump shot. Got a good look at it, just left it short. Rebound corralled by Deaton. He's in the game for Peters for the first time. Swing extra pass left side, 3-ball, good. Taug puts it in from downtown, and it's 19-8 in favor of Heritage.
Well, as much as I just said that the starters were still on the floor, and then they come in with 3 subs, and Taug comes right in off the bench. And first touch hits the 3.
Dolvin with the steal, going coast to coast with the layup, puts it in. And it's 21-8. In favor of the Eagles. Dribble drive right side, fouled. And Israel Kozart will earn himself a trip to the free throw line. So a quick burst here. It was 8-6 in favor of Herron, but a 15-0 run over the last 3 minutes for Heritage, coming mostly off of the turnovers that they've caused.
I was just getting ready to say, a lot of it's not been turnovers, but in transition as well. I think they've scored 8 straight off of transition.
First free throw from Kozart spins out. He's averaging 12 points, their leading scorer for Herron. Second free throw, good. 21-9. Kozart with his first point of the evening. Bench in here for Heritage Christian. Swing, right side, 3-ball, front iron, no good. Rebounded by Deaton, turnaround, put back. And Deaton's on the board. He's got a steal, And now 2 points to go along with it, 23-9 Heritage, 1:25 to play first quarter.
And the 3 subs that they brought in, each of them have scored in the last 3 possessions. So all 8 guys that have been put into the game so far have scored, and then add the next one to that, Dylan Stewart. So, we got 9 guys that have scored now in the first quarter.
And another steal up to Deaton. He'll lay it in with the right hand, and just like that, it is 27-9. It's a 21-0 run. And again, if I'm Herron, under a minute to go here, I'm thinking about slowing it down, maybe holding for one more possession. They've turned the ball over multiple times here, but just like that, a nice little jab step to the bucket, and Cozart has 3 as he lays it in nicely with the left hand to stop the run.
Yeah, great job catching him facing and then reading his guy and just getting downhill on that attack. Finish outside hand, really looked nice.
30 seconds to go. First quarter. Left side 3 ball, back iron no good, offensive rebound. Down low, off the backboard, missed. Ball batted around, rebounded.
Well, Heritage has certainly had their a plethora of opportunities on second chance.
Dribble drive here, and we're going to get a double dribble call, I believe. I think he put the ball down with 2 hands trying to get that power dribble. And yet another turnover here by Herron, 27-11, 18 seconds to go, first quarter. Heritage will hold for the final possession. Ball in the hands of Stewart. Back up top, finds Taug. Right side, corner 3, splash. Deaton with another bucket. He's got a steal and 5 points. Half-court shot to end it. Falls, and we have reached the end of the first quarter from Heritage Christian High School here on IndianaSRN, 30-11 in favor of Heritage Christian. We'll be back right after this.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here from Heritage Christian High School, round number 1 of the City Alliance Tournament. Heritage Christian with a 30-11 lead after 1 over Herron. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Craig, 9 guys got in the game in that first quarter there for Heritage.
They did, and the more interesting fact, as we were talking about during the break, is a lot of teams might not need or use 9 guys in a game. Coach Granger used 9 in the first quarter, and all 9 actually scored. So great opportunity for a lot of guys that might not normally get in the scoring column, for them to kind of gain some confidence. You never know when you might use them or need them.
McGee checks in for the first time. His brother has played. His brother takes to the bench here, and some of the younger classmen getting in early here in the second quarter. Dribble drive off the backboard, no good. Battle around, gets his own rebound. Does Taug, and they'll set it back up. Off the glass here, and a nice hanger puts it in for Stewart, and he's got 4.
Yeah, I love seeing the glass, the old school way, kissing it off the glass.
Swing right side, stepping into a 3 is Parker, the smallest guy on the court, misses. Leads to an offensive rebound, jump shot, and Yarborough's got 4 points coming both via the mid-range jump shot.
Hand down, man down. You leave me open, I'm going to shoot. So, no, you got a great look and let it go.
Dribble drive here, extra pass, dishes it to Deaton, and Puntillo will get the assist, and Deaton puts it in. I believe he's got 7. So a quick 7 for Deaton off the bench. Yarborough has it, waits for the screen.
Like Eagles, been going to the zone here. That turnover here, stepping on the baseline, but they have shown zone here the last few possessions where it's showing man early on. The interesting thing we'll see is if you can continue to put yourself in a position to have the ball pressure when you get in that zone. Sometimes it tends to get you a little bit lax defensively, but we'll see what it does with Heritage.
Dribble, down, missed, up off the offensive rebound. Doesn't go, but Taug is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here. 6:37 to go. 34-13, Heritage with the lead over Herron, and Taug goes to the line to shoot 2. we want to thank Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make, a great staff, and even better food. Check us out Wednesday through Sunday. Call ahead, 317-760-1640. We'll have another substitution here for Heritage Christian, as well as Herron. Coming in for Herron, Ashu Price. He knocked down a 3-ball early. The first 6 points for Herron tonight came via the 3-ball. Taug's second free throw off the rim and spins in. So Taug with another point. He's got 4 after that 3 in the first quarter. Minute and a half gone by, 35-13. Parker picks up his dribble, gets it stripped away, gets it right back. It's poked out. Taug picks it up, spins out on the layup, offensive rebound in the trees, ball loose on the ground. Heritage Christian keeps it. Ball battled around, stolen, but saved. And Heritage Christian will reset offensively here. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Taug steps into a 3, spins around the rim and good. It's his second 3 of the night. He's got 7. And that pushes the advantage to 38-13.
Pulling up from Logos. A deep 3 at that.
That's your range. Parker dribble drive. He's going to be fouled. I think they're going to mark it on the ground. So Heritage will have some substitutions here. Luke Peters will check back in, as well as Schnipple and DJ Green. So some of the starters coming back in for some action here. Second quarter, 5:47 to play. Inbound comes to Yarborough. He's got 4. He's their leading scorer. Thought about a 3, does Kozar. He's going to go one-on-one. Screen comes, and he dribbles it off his foot out of bounds, and Heritage Christian will take over, leading 38-13.
Well, it's one of those things there, you know, it's so important when you catch or receive the pass from your teammate is to not use your dribble right away. You want to kind of rip the hip, assess your defender, be able to read what your take is, and then you got to go somewhere on your dribble. Certainly just standing and wasting dribbles, got to get downhill, make other guys guard you to pinch to get better open looks.
Peters thinks about it, kicks it back out, finds a teammate for the 3, spins out, no good. Offensive rebound, Stewart. Stewart dishes it, and up for the bucket goes McGee. So the younger Kalen McGee gets his first points of the night. It's 40-13.
Well, Heritage is certainly having their way on the board. We talked about earlier the opportunities for second chance points, but they've certainly owned and had quite a few of those opportunities.
Yarborough resets the offense. Left side, 3-ball, good. And a good bucket there by Israel Kozart. He's got 6.
He is their leading scorer. He's a 12-and-8 guy. Certainly they need him to at minimum get his average each night to put themselves in a position to be competitive from a scoring standpoint.
It's Herron's third 3-pointer here of the first half. They're at 16 points. They only scored 18 against this Heritage team back on Saturday night. Here's the steal. Extra pass up under with the right hand. Schnipple puts it in. And a nice steal there by Stewart, leading to the transition bucket. It's 42-16 halfway through the second quarter.
This is where you got to get action, at least trying to get a ball screen there.
Parker with the mid-range floater. Doesn't get it to go off the backboard. Leads to a fast break up and a dunk. The one-handed slam by DJ Green. We'll have a timeout on the court with Heritage leading 44-16, 3:45 to go. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching the City Lions tournament on IndianaSRN.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
I love him.
3:45 to go here in the first half. All Heritage Christian 44-16. The City Alliance tournament here on Indiana SRN. Let's update you on the bracket for this tournament. As mentioned, this is the 4-13 game. The winner gets the 5-12 winner. That is Chittard and Cecina going on as well tonight. We will get you updated on that score. Covenant will play Crystal House Academy tonight as well. Cathedral and Addicts are your top seeds in this tournament. Another steal. Extra pass. Schnipple spins low off the backboard. No good. Gets his own rebound. Misses that one. Herron will push it up court, and it's going to go out of bounds, and he's going to end up slamming into the 6th row. So nice hustle there by Herron. Unfortunately, they turned the basketball over with 3:24 to play. They trail 44-16.
Well, and you've had two of the last possessions, that you've had for Herron have been threes. And, they're not a real good shooting three-point team at 17% on the year. And when you're not, it's going to a lot of times give long rebounds. And that's something that Herron doesn't want to give the assist, so to speak, to Heritage and put them even in more of a transition opportunities as they've already had a lot to this point.
So reach-in foul here on Herron. That is the team's 3rd foul of the quarter. Heritage Christian has not fouled. Off the inbound pass, wide open look. And puts it in, does Luke Schnipple. He's got 6. He got the last 4 for Heritage. Dribble drive right side, missed. No foul call here. Numbers for Heritage Christian. They'll go down low. Luke Peters, power dribble, right hand, splash. 48-16. Peters with 6 here in the first half, under 3 minutes to play. Stolen away again. Coast to coast. Peters up for the jam. Puts it in. He's got the last 4. He has 8. It's 50-16 in favor of Heritage Christian.
Well, and Heritage is certainly just sending people now and almost kind of turning it into a track meet, if you will. This is the thing that you have, though. I mean, with a very young team with Herron has got a steal here by Parker. Comes up a little short. Gets his rebound. Still fighting for this, and I love that. But, what Coach Adams certainly has to put himself to do, as well as this young team, is not allow them to get discouraged and understand that they're playing for something bigger. But there becomes so many teaching moments through opportunities like this. But it's tough. It's tough on the kids. It's tough on coaches as well. But really trying to keep the focus on the future and not so much – and that's hard, for the right now. But they're playing for something bigger each game with the experience they get.
Jaden Parker kept the possession going. He has no problem getting in there amongst the trees and fighting for that basketball. Leads to a foul, and Ashu Price goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, so it's 50-17. Thought about a 3 there. Pump fake, dribble drive off the backboard, no good. Second chance opportunity for Heritage Christian, no good. Herron collects the rebound, trailing 50-17, under 2 to play. 3 ball in the air, air ball, saved. And the Eagles have numbers, coast to coast, up. And a nice bucket there. He was met at the rim. And McGee puts it in. He's got 4.
I love the straight attack, what you want. That you go as deep as until the defense guards you, and used a great body, had good body control, finished with the outside hand, and kissing it off the glass in terms of aiding that make.
Yarborough, 3 ball short. 52-17. Purdue also up big at halftime for those paying attention to both games. This ball batted around and out of bounds. It'll belong to Herron with a minute 11. And a coaching moment there. Don't let the ball bat around. Just go grab that thing. I think was the message. Yarborough has it. Minute to go, first half. 52-17. Extra pass there. Batted around on the ground. Heritage Christian has it.
And those are the type of situations where Coach Granger needs from his team. You have a very marginal lead here, and you got 50-50 balls, and you still got your guys getting on the floor for them. So that's what you want. You want to continue to play to how you're coached, what your culture is, and you still want to play in that manner.
So Schneppel will go to the line. Free throw short. 52-17, 50.8 seconds to go. And we want to thank Wheeler Mission for over 125 years. Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Volunteer today, 317-686-6239. Second free throw rattles home. He's got 7. 48 seconds to play first half. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with the opening night of the City Alliance tournament here on IndianaSRN. This is the 4-13 matchup. We'll get you an update at halftime of some scores going on within this tournament. Ball batted away and stolen, this time by Dolvin, and I think Heritage wisely will slow it up and hold for the last possession of the first half, 20 seconds on the clock.
Well, and these are opportunities, too. They could probably go and get their basket, but again, you play for moments, situational moments like this. Every game's not going to be like this, and so you play strategically. As soon as I say that, he takes it with 8 seconds to go, right?
But still a lot of teaching moments within the game.
There is, and those are things, again, as I say, you're not always coaching for the moment that you're in. You're coaching for moments that are to come.
And it's hard to simulate really anything. Yes, you're practicing against your JV team, but hard to simulate in-game action. Inbound comes in off the hands of Herron, out of bounds. So, again, another situation here. You're looking at 2.4 on the clock. Do you maybe just go ahead and dribble out, or you say, hey, let's just play this and see what we can get? That's exactly what they'll do. They'll dribble it out, and we will head to halftime. All Heritage Christian 53-17. We have a 10-minute halftime. We'll come back with some stats, look around the rest of the tournament, Craig, but Heritage doing a great job there at points off turnovers.
No, they are, and I mean they set that early on. In terms of transition and working a lot of inside out. I mean, all theirs has come. They've had three balls but a lot of the story has been transition and second chance opportunities.
Heritage Christian with a 53-17 lead here at halftime. We want to thank Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermakers Union 374. Give us a call, 219-845-1000. We'll look at some stats from the first half, get you some scores around the City Alliance tournament. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN. We're at halftime, Heritage Christian 53-17.
How about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you here. Heritage Christian High School. Round number 1 of the City Alliance tournament, where Heritage Christian has a 53-17 halftime lead. We took a peek at some of the other scores. Cecina off to a hot start, Craig, against Chittard.
Yeah, they're up by 12 last time we just saw in the second quarter.
And the way that this tournament breaks down again, Cathedral at 10-1. They are the number 1 seed Attucks is the 2 seed. Both these teams have byes in this opening round. The 8-9 game, Covenant and Crystal House Academy. We are your 4-3 game here, Heritage Christian and Herron, against Chittard and Cecina. Cecina is the 12 seed. Chittard, the 5 seed. Tech and Providence Crystal Ray, that's the 3-14 matchup. Purdue Polytech and Washington, your 6-11 matchup. Ritter and Tinley, your 7-10 matchup. But this is a fun tournament. You know, in January we see some different tournaments around the state of Indiana, especially here in Indy. We see the city tournament coming up in the next couple of weeks. Talk about how fun this tournament can be for these students.
Well, and I mean, a lot of them took place in some holiday tournaments as well, whether that's around Thanksgiving and certainly a plethora of ones during the Christmas holidays. But this is certainly a great one for a lot of the area schools in the city. Obviously got the county coming up as well. But this is one that, again, as we talked about in our opening segment, it gives them a good feel, whether they've been in a tournament or not. They're playing for something different and really trying to get them more acclimated and primed, ready for sectional play coming up here in about another 6-8 weeks.
Unleash the power of passion. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@IndianaSRN.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand. At halftime, Heritage Christian with a 53-17 advantage over Herron. We'll take a look back at the first half stats. Get you ready for the second half of this contest. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Back here from Heritage Christian High School, we have reached recess. On IndianaSRN, we always have a front row seat. Heritage Christian leading Herron 53-17. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. These two teams played over the weekend. Herron only scored 18 points. A couple 3 balls early in that first quarter got them going. But Heritage Christian, Craig, I think the key here obviously is just getting down court in transition after coming up with those turnovers.
It is, and I think we kind of knew what was possible in this game from how they played a few days ago. But, you know, if your Coach Granger is trying to have your kids stay dug in to, you know, what it is, the game plan is, stay the course and don't get off the beaten path, because in a game like this, it allows you the potential to kind of get loosey-goosey, if you will, and sloppiness, and you want to certainly try to cut the turnovers down, think about ball security, and play to the principles.
And we saw head coach Trey Granger of Heritage Christian early in that first quarter when they were down 6-3, call a quick timeout. What's your message in the locker room here? Obviously, this game well in check, but is it, hey, let's hit the reset button. The scoreboard to us is 0-0, and let's continue to build momentum in this tournament?
It is. I mean, as we've talked about it before, is you got to understand that, hey, guys, every moment is not gonna be like this current situation. And so you got to be bigger than the moment, and you got to play to that. And so you got to stay disciplined. And you know, the flip side, that can be tough. But that's where you hope a team like Coach Granger has in 9 seniors, whether you're playing or not, to step in and be that active voice when things get off kilter.
If you're in the locker room for Herron, obviously a very young team, experience that you can get in a tournament-like situation like tonight is the utmost importance. I think first and foremost at halftime you say, hey, let's eliminate these turnovers, these unforced turnovers. That's allowing Heritage to pull away, but let's eliminate these turnovers and get some good looks.
It is, and I think that the biggest thing is you got to think about pace. You got to think about poise, but that can be tough with a very younger group. But a lot of it has to be, hey guys, we got to slow down. You catch and face. Don't use the dribble right away. Assess, read your defense, see if you got a position to attack a penetration gap to draw to and get kicks for more open looks. But we have to slow down. A lot of times you rush yourself in to those type of turnovers, but just by the pace and pressing to make something happen.
At halftime, Heritage Christian with a 53-17 lead. Hey, we want to thank the Morales Group. Our mission is building better futures, one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. Contact us at 317-472-7600. Let's take a quick break, and we'll get you reset for the second half here of the City Alliance Tournament.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian High School halftime. Round number 1 of the City Alliance Tournament, where the Heritage Christian Eagles with a 53-17 lead in this 4-13 matchup of the tournament. The winner will advance to take on the winner of the 12-5 matchup between Chittard and Cecina going on right now. As last check, Cecina with a 12-point advantage. Covenant Christian and Crystal House Academy underway as well. The winner of that game will take on the number 1 seed of this tournament. That is Cathedral. And the bottom half of the bracket, Tech will take on Providence Crystal Ray in the 3-14 matchup. Washington and Purdue Poly, Ritter and Tinley. The winner of Ritter and Tinley will advance to take on the 2 seed Crispus Attucks. Again, action in this tournament coming up here in IndianaSRN on Thursday. And the championship, Craig, I believe you'll be on the call of that one.
I will, next Monday at Tech. The semifinals are there on Saturday, and certainly eyeing up to be a pretty good one.
Immediate dribble drive here by Herron off the window. Second chance opportunity falls no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Back to Heritage Christian, 53-17.
You have a lot of people that are certainly already kind of penciling in Cathedral and Attucks, start seeding the tournament. And, Cathedral's still undefeated, and I think they're 11-0. And then Attucks, of course, great win in the Hall of Fame Classic in terms of taking that tournament. I think there was a big surprise there when they beat Kokomo in the early morning of that with Flory Badunga. But it's one that certainly has the billing to be a great matchups, as we have Josh McGee with the attack here and getting first points of the second half.
Yeah, he had a wide open lane, lays it in with his left hand, and I believe he now has seven points. And Herron will reset. A minute gone by here, third quarter. 55-17, Yarborough. Dribble drive right side, gets the screen, kicks it. Parker fires up a 3 off the back iron, no good. And I think it's going to stay here. We're going to have an over-the-back call, and that foul will be charged to Cole Loudon.
Yeah, it was one that Price had some good position with that. And then typically when you have that, I know a lot of times as the defender you feel like I didn't touch him, but anytime you have that and you got him kind of bodied up a little bit, you're going to get called for it.
Inbound pass leads to a 3. Yarborough, back iron, no good. Rebound corralled by Heritage Christian. That's McGee. His younger brother got in, scored 4 points in that first half. McGee gets the screen right side to Green.
A good spacing here, which is what you always want to start with any type of set that you're in, is have good 15-foot spacing. And then the other 2 components of your offense, you just got to have ball movement and player movement.
So it was a switch down low. Peters, one of the tallest guy on the court, got matched up with Parker. Parker got out of the way, and Luke Peters spins into a bucket and is fouled and earns himself a trip to the free throw line. So Peters, I believe, has now 10 points. After that bucket, and a chance for the and 1. Free throw good. Running clock continues. 58-17 in favor of Heritage. 5:30 to play third quarter. Parker has it. And he's going to be hit. Tries to throw it up to get the call for the shooting foul to earn himself a chance at the free throw line. But they will mark this one on the ground. So Herron will maintain possession. Craig, I think you got some first half scoring statistics for us over there?
Yep. Herron obviously was led by 6 with their leading scorer, Cozart. He had 6. Obviously with too many to go through with as far as Heritage. They had played 10 guys in that first half, and all 10 of them scored. But they were certainly led by Luke Peters with 8.
We'll have a foul up top. And that one will be on Parker. This is a Herron team who only dresses 6 players. And Schnippel will throw it in from midcourt. Heritage with the basketball as we approach the halfway mark of this third quarter.
Well, one of those things that you got to be well conditioned when you're playing this many minutes. But I think if you're a parent or a family member, you got to love it because your son or nephew is in a great position to get a lot of playing time.
Is there advantage as a coach and as a player for more teaching moments to allow your kids to go out there and play freely, knowing that, if they make a mistake, they're not going to get benched immediately because there's nobody to come in for them?
No, yeah. I mean, obviously, you're in a position where it's always good to allow kids to play through their mistakes to a certain extent. But when you're in this position, too, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of who you are, there is never, ever a better substitute than court time. Mm-hmm. And so you just can't. So just the experience that you get as you have a nice drive here by McGee for his first points of the second half and giving him 9. But yeah, I mean, you can never substitute that. And so there's great development. As tough as situations like this are, there's great development that's taking place with all the kids on the floor, but certainly even for the ones for Herron as well.
Cozart's mid-range jumper off the back iron, no good. Loudon has it. They reset. Heritage with the basketball, Green. And I think at halftime it was, hey, we need to pass this basketball at least 5 times before we look for a shot. Luke Peters down low. Gets the position, goes up with it. He's fouled, and it'll earn him a chance to go to the free throw line with under 3 minutes to play. 60-17 in favor of Heritage. Hey, we want to thank Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse is a group of logistics professionals dedicated on working together to provide our clients with complete logistics in Indy and Cincinnati. Roll with us. Call today, 317-396-1023. Peters to the free throw line. 2:30 remaining, third quarter, 60-17. Peters' first free throw. Front iron, no good. They will have a substitution.
Indiana trying to make a little comeback as well. They were down 23 at one time and only down 11 now in the second half with just under 17 to go down in Bloomington.
Quick 16-4 run will get you going, but Purdue answering with a 3. Second free throw good, under 2 to go. Third quarter, Heritage 61-17. Opening round of the City Alliance tournament here on IndianaSRN. Parker dribble drive, bounces it off his foot, turned over. Heritage has it. Back up top. Some substitutions in now for the Heritage Christian Eagles. Right side, McGee. Dolvin has it. Back up top.
Well, what this thing can do, too, is work on some passing game like they're doing, is not only moving the ball, but you can look after the passes is happening. There's 3 to 4 guys that are moving without the ball, which is what you want. Makes it much more harder to defend you, and certainly a great time to be able to do that and prep for the next game.
For the mid-range jumper, no good. We have a timeout on the court with 1:12 to go, and it's a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here as Purdue and IU continue on 58-42 in favor of Purdue. Again, the winner of this will take on the winner of the Cecina-Chittard game going on as well on IndianaSRN. If you want to head to our website to check out our schedule coming up, not only of high school hoops here in the state of Indiana and around central Indiana in the Indianapolis area, but also some great HCAC play as Rose Holman will be in action coming up this weekend as well. So timeout over, 1:12 to play, third quarter, 61-17 Heritage. Quick score update for you. 29-21, Cecina leading Chittard at half. Maybe a little bit of an upset brewing from the broader area on Chittard's campus.
Yeah, I was going to say, and on Chittard's floor. I mean, Chittard got a late start in the season with great success with the season, as we actually got a score here by Yarborough. But they've had certainly those games, led by Ethan Roseman, coach's son, and one that certainly would probably be considered a little bit more of an upset.
So Yarborough with the friendly roll gets the bucket. First bucket of the third quarter for Herron. He's got 6. 35 seconds to go. Little weave action, dribble drive up under, bucket. Nice layup there by Taub, and that gives him 8.
Yeah, great read there. Kind of had him going and hitting back the crossover and got downhill when he saw there was no help at the basket.
Parker has it. They're content to hold for the last shot of the quarter here. Dribble drive, got fouled, and with 11 seconds to go, this will end the quarter, and it will end with Jaden Parker earning his chance to the free throw line to shoot 2. Clock will stop, 7.3 seconds to go here, third quarter. Parker with 3 points, averaging 6 per contest. Tighten up those sneakers.
He is one that's the smallest on the floor. I'll tell you, he certainly looks at his opportunity and tries to take advantage, being undersized but still attacking the basket many of the times.
So certainly no fear out of the point guard. It puts up the free throw good. He's got 4. They've eclipsed their total from the game over the weekend against Heritage. Back iron through the air, through the hoop, and he has 5. 5 seconds to go. Past half court, and they're going to dribble it out. They won't even shoot it at the buzzer. And we've reached the end of the third quarter of the opening round of the City Alliance tournament here on IndianaSRN. Heritage Christian with a 63-21 advantage. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Fourth quarter coming up here at IndianaSRN, where Heritage Christian, the home Eagles, in round 1 of the City Alliance tournament, have a 63-21 lead. So we've reached the fourth quarter. And really for Heritage, great scoring effort throughout the roster. Craig, seems like anybody who's checked in this evening has been able to get in the scorebook.
No, you're right, Tony. I mean, it's like, hey, if you check in at the table, you got great opportunity to be in the newspaper. So it's one that's been that kind of night, certain for Heritage. Us have another one here as a nice take there by Dolvin, getting his 6th point of the night.
Yeah, Dolvin gets to the lane and lays it in off the window.
Had a Colvin, and now you got a Dolvin.
Dolvin, yep. So Herron at the basketball. 7:25 to go. We'll have a foul on the ground here. As a little less than a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. You want to think Passion of Care. Don't miss the chance to turn your compassionate efforts into a rewarding experience. Learn more about SFC and ATTC today and embark on a journey of care and compensation. Call us 317-537-1811. And another foul here charged to Heritage Christian. And this will put Herron on the free throw line with their leading scorer, Israel Kozart. He had 6 in the first half, looking to add to that total. Cozart's first free throw. Back iron, no good. So Heritage, again, will advance to the second round of this tournament. They'll take on the winner of Cecina and Chittard. That game being played at Chittard High School. At halftime, it is Cecina with a 29-21 lead. Can convert on either free throw. Rebound control by Heritage Christian. 2 minutes gone by fourth quarter. Left side swing, back up top. Heritage content to kill some time here. Swing right side. Bench players in for Heritage, getting valuable experience in the tournament. Extra drop, step of the shoulder, and a nice bucket there by Pontillo, and that's his first bucket of the night.
There's only two other guys on the roster, in Austin Wilhite and Hudson Hickey. Not sure if they're dressed out tonight, but that's the only two that aren't in the scoring column on their entire roster here tonight.
67-21 Heritage. We're going to have a 30-second timeout. See if it's a 30 or a full. Didn't quite see. So it'll be a full. We'll take it with them. 5:31 to go. Heritage 67-21.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Fans, don't forget to check out our app, IndianaSRN, wherever you get your apps. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. The latest schedules, up-to-the-date action on the IHSAA games across our family of networks, as well as HCAC games. Another doubleheader coming your way this Saturday from Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, right here on these same airwaves on IndianaSRN. Parker dribbles, step back 3, back iron, no good. 5 minutes to play. In the fourth quarter, all Heritage 67-21. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Don't miss a game. If you've missed any of our action, catch the replay on our YouTube page. IndianaSRN archives all of our streams. With IndianaSRN, you are always in the game. We always have a front row seat. And sales at IndianaSRN.org if you'd like to see your school on our airwaves. 4:48 to go. Fourth quarter. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Shout out to Justin, doing great work on the camera, as well as Greg keeping us on here, doing a great job producing. Down low, Heritage, no good. We're going to have a foul on the ensuing rebound. It'll be the third foul on Herron here in the quarter, 4:30 to play. Again, Cecina leading 29-21 at halftime. The winner of that game will get Heritage Christian. And round 2, the City Alliance tournament coming up on Thursday night. All throughout the weekend, and then the final coming up on Saturday, just east of downtown at Tech High School. Dribble drive fouled. And we will have a trip to the free throw line here for Pontillo, who has 2 points here in this second half.
Might add to Heritage, obviously, going to win this one, but they have already played Chittard. It was their second game of the season where Heritage beat Chittard by 11 at Chittard. They have not played Cecina. See who will hold on in that other matchup.
Pontillo misses both. Herron with the rebound. Yarborough dribble drive. Parker resets. Waits. Gets the screen. Dribbles. Double team. Picks it up. Nice pass. On the ground. Herron player diving for it. And Heritage has it with Just over 3 to play in the fourth quarter, 67-21. Left-handed layup good for Stewart. He's got 6. So valuable playing time here for a lot of these underclassmen, a lot of these players for Heritage Christian, Craig, that don't normally, maybe in close games see the floor. Important not only next man up throughout the rest of this tournament and this season, but to gain that experience for next year.
No, without doubt. Well, and even for this year, I mean, you never know. Somebody might get sick. Somebody's in foul trouble. God forbid an injury. Some of these guys that are getting time now or extra minutes that they might normally get. You just never know. I mean, there's still another 8-9 games left before sectional start at the end of next month. And so, yeah, it is. It's very invaluable time that they're getting right now.
So Cozart for Herron misses a 3, gets his own rebound, misses the layup. And then that allows Caden McGee, the sophomore, to put it in off the window for his 4th point of the game. Foul on the insinuating possession. This one charged to Heritage. 71-21, 1:55 to go. Free throws coming up here for Herron. And Parker will look to score his 6th and 7th points of the contest. First free throw from Parker. Good. Been impressed by him. He has no fear. Gets down inside, battles for rebounds. Will take you off the dribble. If he finds himself in a good-looking shot, he'll shoot it. And being the smallest guy on the court, he's always a threat defensively to steal a basketball away.
He is. I mean, and when you're smaller or more undersized like that, the thing that you got to learn to be able to become is very crafty. Using what maybe you don't have for the greatest strength that you do have, and that is size, and being able to be more low center of gravity. Your dribble's lower. You can kind of get into guys. Typically, you're going to be a little quicker. But to have the heart that he has in terms of continuing to fight and ways of his attack has certainly been nice to see.
So under a minute to go, it looks like Heritage Christian content to just dribble this one out. Had a good look at a layup there down low, but Pontillo pulled it back out. A little swinging around, and with 30 seconds to go, they will take a 71-22 victory, it looks like. Backdoor cut here, and they'll just dribble it back out. No sense in shooting the basketball here with 15 seconds to go. 71-22 will be your final tonight. Again, we want to thank Greg and Justin for the help. Craig Cox, Tony Donahue with you. Craig will have the finale of this tournament coming up on Monday night as both teams shake hands. 71-22, your final. Heritage Christian advances. They will take on the winner of Cecina and Chittard, which is still going on as we speak. Again, Heritage getting everybody who checked in the game got some good looks, got into the scorebook here this evening. For the upcoming schedule of this tournament and more, don't forget to check out IndianaSRN.org if you're looking to sponsor us here on IndianaSRN Sales at IndianaSRN.org. For Craig, I'm Tony. Thanks everybody involved. 71-22, your final. You're watching IndianaSRN. We always have a front row seat.